The new Scenic upholds Renault's reputation for producing practical and desirable MPVs. It rivals the Citroën C4 Picasso for style, while its interior is fractionally ahead for quality and upmarket appeal. It's also spacious, well-equipped and cheap to run. Yet it's undermined by its inconsistent ride and poor refinement, plus it can't match the Picasso for family-friendly features. Renault's design boss Laurens van den Akker has gone to great lengths to explain why the exterior look of the new Scenic is so important. The only way to save the MPV sector is to make them more desirable, he reckons, and he's even gone as far as saying that if this Scenic doesn't sell then MPVs deserve to die altogether. Inside, things aren't quite as stylish. Most of the plastics are dark and the design isn't particularly interesting. Still, it looks smart enough and feels considerably better built than the previous generation car, with only a few squeaks and rattles on our early test model letting things down. It just lacks a bit of the plushness and airiness of the C4 Picasso's interior. The design is much the same as the new Megane, only with a less driver-focused and more upright, family-friendly shape. Renault has elected to ditch the old centrally mounted speedo and use digital instruments in the conventional place behind the wheel, which it says improves the driver's control of the car. Top models are very well kitted out, thanks to electric memory leather seats, a panoramic glass roof, a Bose sound system and a head-up display, plus the new portrait-style touchscreen. All versions of the Scenic feature an infotainment touchscreen as standard, but Dynamique Nav models and above get the portrait-style 8.7-inch R-Link 2 setup first seen in the Megane. Compared with the units in the Citroën and Ford, the Renault has the crispest graphics, the most user-friendly menus and most responsive screen, which includes a pinch and swipe function. All versions of the R-Link 2 system feature a 12-month subscription to the R-Link store, for access to a variety of free and paid apps, from weather updates and Michelin guides to a concierge service and email. One criticism is that there's no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto option. The 20-inch wheels are as big a design trait as the bodywork. They're the same size as the ones you get on a Bentley Mulsanne, for example. There are several designs available, and they can even be personalized with handy inserts that clip on and off. The Scenic offers a class-leading seat-up boot space capacity of 572 liters, although you have to bear in mind that figure is without the removable boot floor and tire inflation kit. The boot is well-shaped, but the load lip is a little high and with the seats folded down there's a bit of a lip to lift items over. The rear bench can be folded at the touch of a button, but this gives a maximum capacity of 1,554 liters, 297 liters less than in a C4 Picasso. The Scenic is 20 mm wider than the old model, 40 mm higher off the ground and has a 32 mm longer wheelbase, yet the rear overhang is 16 mm shorter. Buyers can also opt for the 7-seat Grand Scenic, which adds an additional 228 mm of bodywork. By comparison, the Citroën C4 Picasso is narrowly longer than the standard Scenic but less wide and not as tall. The Scenic's petrol and diesel range have been lifted mostly unchanged from the Megane. The cheapest Expression Plus model gets a 1.2-liter turbo petrol, producing 114 bhp. We'd recommend stumping up a little bit extra for the 128 bhp version, however, as its 205 Nm makes it a reasonably strong and flexible petrol engine that doesn't mind being revved.